Questions still abound about illegally conducted elections in this country. Senator Graham is confident the GOP will take back the House and Senate in 2022. But so long as questions remain unanswered by the Supreme Court, confidence in America's elections will be shaken. Joining me now, Hans von Spakovsky, manager of the Election Law Initiative at the Heritage Foundation. Hans, always great to see you. This week, Chief Justice John Roberts led liberals on the court into refusing to answer a very simple question. The decision drew a sharp rebuke from Justice Clarence Thomas, who said of this move, quote, "The decision to leave election law hidden beneath a shroud of doubt is baffling." Question: why doesn't Chief Justice Roberts think the American people are entitled to an answer? Are states allowed to violate their election laws?
I have to tell you, I was just shocked at the refusal of the Supreme Court to take this case. It is such an important case, particularly for the future of elections. And I couldn't believe that the Chief Justice actually signed on with the liberals. What was even more shocking was, look, only 3 of the conservative justices dissented. It was Justice Thomas, Justice saying, well, of course, we need to take this case and render a decision on this. You know, the 2 newest additions to the court, Brett Kavanaugh and Amy Coney Barrett, who conservatives worked really hard to get them on the court because they wanted folks who would actually enforce the Constitution. And yet they also did not dissent. In fact, they joined the liberals in refusing to take the case. As Justice Thomas said, this imperils future elections.
I want to get to one of those justices here in a minute, but Justice Thomas was right. Chief Justice John Roberts may be comfortable making sure that justice isn't done in the last election. But the court's dereliction of duty ensures a disintegration of the civilized society as millions are growing even more skeptical now of future elections. And that's the real harm here, yes?
Right. Yeah, it is. Because remember, the issue in the Pennsylvania case was, could state executive branch officials, specifically the Secretary of State, the governor, the state Supreme Court, could they simply ignore the election rules set up by the state legislature and get away with it? And the obvious answer to that is no, because the U.S. Constitution says that it's the state legislature that sets the rules for federal elections. This means that in the future, partisan executive branch officials, whether it's governors or secretaries of state, have a green light to simply ignore laws passed by their state legislatures. If, for example, they don't like a voter ID law, they'll be able to say, well, guess what? We're just simply not going to enforce that law in the upcoming election.
Yeah, you know, nothing that Chief Justice John Roberts does anymore surprises me. He's the most political Chief Justice we've ever had. But Kavanaugh was savaged, ruthlessly savaged by individuals in this country on the left. And here he is given an opportunity to side with other conservatives and say, you know what, the American people do deserve an answer to this question about states not following their election laws. And he, just like the leftists stabbed him in the back, he turned his back on the country. Did he not?
Yeah, really, it's just inexplicable to me. I was just so shocked at this. I just can't explain it. I really simply don't understand why Kavanaugh or Amy Coney Barrett didn't join with the 3 dissenters and say, we need to take this case. We need to make this decision.
No kidding. At least take up the Texas case. That's where certainly the high court has jurisdiction, disputes between the states. Last question. Article 3 of the United States Constitution says of judges, quote, "The judges both of the Supreme and inferior courts shall hold their offices during good behavior," end quote. Roberts' conduct on eroding confidence in our elections, it's not good conduct. If the GOP takes the House, should Chief Justice John Roberts be impeached? Even if Biden appoints a successor, that successor would not be the chief. Would it be a net gain for liberty, freedom, and the Constitution? What do you think?
I don't know. I can't answer that. You know, one of the problems we have with Supreme Court justices is folks who have gotten nominated and appointed often by Republican presidents have been big disappointments. So it's not clear that even if he were replaced for whatever reasons, we would necessarily get someone who's better.
Thanks for watching the Heritage Foundation's YouTube channel. With more than 500,000 members, we are the nation's largest conservative research and education institution. We believe the principles and ideas of the American founding are worth conserving and renewing. Please help us further our mission by subscribing to this channel and sharing our videos with your family and friends.